Hey, welcome to Geeky Faucets. I'm Amy Dale.
And I'm Christine Lucas-Savage.
This is episode 44, and we're continuing our series, Big Names, Small Beginnings, and we're talking about Peter Jackson today. We do want to remind you before we get started about our dates that we talked about before Thanksgiving, which are Denver Comic-Con, June 13th through 15th, in Denver, obviously. And then Anime Land Wasabi, which is February 28th through March 2nd, also in Denver. And then Galaxy Fest here in Colorado Springs, February 21st through 23rd. And we are planning on being at all of those, so if you come
say hi to us.
You get to see us. Lucky.
Which is going to be the best part of the whole thing, I guarantee.
Right. You will have fun with us, dang it.
Yes.
Okay, Peter Jackson. We all know and love him. The little
Aside
Hobbit
from
that he
his
is.
massive freaking fight scenes in Lord of the Rings. But I'm not bitter about that. This is not about fight scenes that I loathe.
Because you're alone in that.
I don't even care. My husband and I went to the movies, and there was a preview for Hobbit, and I'm like, look at that. The orcs and the hobbits are fighting again. Great. I have some issues.
I know, but I love Lord of the Rings and extended versions, like longer fight scenes. Bring it on. Love, love, love it so much. And I got suckered into buying the DVD of The Hobbit before I thought about the fact that they would be coming out with an extended version. So now I need to buy the extended version.
You won't miss anything. It's just a longer fight scene, which I love.
I need to see every moment of the fight. Anyway,
so Peter Jackson,
we love him. I love him, I should say.
No, I think he does a great job. Like he's does a fantastic job. I think he just needs to tone it down a notch with the fight scenes. So anyways, Peter Jackson.
Korean dramas.
No, there's no fight scenes. There's fight scenes, but they're 2.5 seconds, and then they get back to the story.
That's what I'm saying. You're watching romancy things, so I'm just saying it's not geared towards you. It's okay though. Okay, so he was an only child in New Zealand, right?
And when he was 8 years old, he got a Super 8 movie camera. Now, these are they've got a little handheld thing, and they're little like this, and then you can go around and shoot movies. I looked it up because I'm like, what the heck is it? I was thinking Super 8 like the movie.
I have a Super 8 app on my camera.
Or no, it's Super Bad, isn't it? Super 8's a motel.
No, Super 8 is a movie too.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
whatever. It's the one with all the kids and the aliens come.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay, good. Then I went out wrong. But anyway, so it's just this little camera that you hold, and I
have an app on my phone that will make your camera on your phone like a Super 8 camera.
Oh, that's fun.
And so it does the like the sound and
fun.
And it makes it look all grainy and
that's cool. So his thing. He would make short movies with locals in town and with all of his friends and stuff like that. War movies.
That's
yes,
the
he liked
beginning of
war
his extended
movies.
battle scenes.
And this is what I like. This has made me think of you and a future Eli, her son. So he did all the special effects makeup and stuff for his shows. And he would make latex molds in his mom's oven. And so a lot of times for dinner, they would have to have sausages because the oven was in use because Peter Jackson was making his...
I have said in my house before, true story, Eli, you need to get the blood off the table before we eat.
I believe that.
And I said it and I was like,
See, Eli is on his way to making the next... I don't know what, but with less fight scenes.
I know, because he does have that whole, because he doesn't just do the special effects makeup. He wants to, and when I read about Peter Jackson, I thought that. I was like, that's really cool because Eli's, the same kind of guy where he's, wants to make the movie. He wants to act in it. He wants to, he wants to do everything.
He always tries to
make the props.
Yeah, he always tries to make cameos in all of his movies, too.
Yeah.
I love when people do that. Like when Stan Lee, gets in all... of the Marvel movies, that just makes me more happy than I can explain. Because I'm like, yes! It's wonderful. But
it's interesting how mainstream, side note, Stan Lee is now, though. Because I had a group, when I went to see Thor 2, I had a freaking, group of cheerleaders or something behind me. They were my age, but they were like, oh my gosh, Thor, it was really weird. I was like, what are you people doing? And anyway, and one of the girls insisted on, commentating on everything that happened. Oh my gosh, he just hangs his hammer up. I was like, yeah, I know we saw that. We actually are watching the same movie.
Right.
And she's like, oh my gosh, the car's all graffitied. And I was like, what is happening? What's wrong with you people? Anyway, don't talk in movies, okay? Really, it's so rude. Anyway, so I just, but when Stan Lee appeared on the screen, all the cheerleaders behind me seemed to know who he was. I was like,
pretty cool though. Don't you love that?
So weird that he's like so mainstream now.
I love that he's mainstream.
I just remember like a time when I would be like, look at Stan Lee, and John would be like, who? And no one in the building knew who it was, and I was like, no, never mind.
You're like, I'll tell you later.
I think it's cool. So yeah. Anyway.
So one of his first steps into filmmaking was he entered a local I don't even know, contest to stimulate amateur and children films. So he did a stop motion animation thing.
Oh, with a monster or something.
With the monsters attacking some village. I can't remember the name of the place, but he didn't win. But that didn't stop him from like years later, because I guess he got a job doing pictures with something with pictures in a camera store. Yeah. Yes, and then he started filming at age 22, Bad Taste, which is his first big movie, and it started out again with like totally low budget and all of his friends and stuff like that just doing it. And one of his other friends who saw it recognized it and said, gosh, this is kind of cool, and got away for it to get into the Cannes Film Festival.
Is that the one that took him like 4 years to make?
4 years to make, and he actually ended up getting like money from the New Zealand film something or other to help finish it.
Because there were like 3 people in New Zealand making films.
And so it was entered into the Cannes Film Festival and became this huge like acclaimed thing, and won a bunch of awards and became this like cult classic and all this stuff. So that was like what shot him into superstardom.
You know what? One thing that I read that was really interesting about him back in the Super 8 days, when he first got his Super 8s, he was making these war films, and it said that he would do special effects on the film. Like he would take the actual film and put
pin marks it to make it sound
make it look like the bullet, look like the gun was firing. Like he would like poke holes in the film to make it look
genius.
Isn't that cool? I was like,
really, really cool.
That is so amazing.
It was really amazing.
Yeah.
So his favorite movie growing up as a kid was King Kong. And here's what I thought was interesting. When he was 9, he tried to remake it.
Really?
With his camera. And then here's what's cool. In 2005, he's the one who did the new King Kong. I'm like, that's such a great, cool story. It's like David Tennant, who always watched Doctor Who and then became the 10th Doctor. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it went full circle for him. He got to remake his favorite movie, which I just thought that was so...
It's way cool.
Yeah, I thought that was just totally awesome. I just loved that, so...
Yeah. I know, Anna and I were talking about My Little Ponies the other day, because she loves to draw My Little Ponies, and she was like, I would love to make My Little Pony comics, but they probably won't be being made when I'm... And I was like, well, what about that chick? Because the writer, I think her name's Lauren.
I don't remember.
Anyway, she used to make up My Little Pony stories in her room and like make up this whole world, and she, dreamed of doing something like that. But of course, who would have thought?
But she rebooted. She's the one who rebooted My Little Pony.
Happen. So
maybe Anna will be the one to reboot My Little Pony later, because you never know. Yeah,
I did read that when he was a kid and he watched it, that he cried when King Kong fell.
I read that too.
Off the Empire State Building, and I was like, wow. Because it's interesting, because that's the monster in the film, right? I mean, It's just, but yeah, it's more of a Frankenstein thing.
And one of the things too that's pretty cool about him is that he writes with his wife, which is really awesome, I think.
Yeah,
his partner. I think it's his wife.
They called it technically married, because
I saw some people say wife, and I saw some things
like common law married.
Whatever, it doesn't make. So they write together.
Who cares?
And one of the things,
and they have children together.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
But it's really cute because she calls him a hobbit because he's really hairy and always has bare feet.
He totally looks like a hobbit.
He kind of does. He's got a lot of hair.
But he lost, I read that he lost 70 pounds or something.
Good for him.
When he was filming, I think, King Kong, actually. And I was like, wow. Because I do know that during Lord of the Rings, like, his picture, because he has, like, that sort of iconic picture of him, like, in the Hobbit door. And then he took another one, like, during the Hobbit filming. And it was like, oh, it looks like younger.
Where did you go?
It looks younger than
Really?
Yeah, it's really funny. Like, he looks way better, so.
That's really cool.
And if you guys don't already, you should, if you are really interested in all this stuff, you should go and find his blog, because he posts, like, production videos while he's making.
Oh, that's really cool.
Does he post usually on my personal Facebook?
Does he post fight scenes? Because I really want to watch those. Really
You know what he did post one day? Legolas Have you seen the remix of they're taking the Hobbits to Isengard, to Isengard,
No,
to Isengard.
but
They're
that
taking the Hobbits
sounds-
to Isengard. Oh, okay. They've auto-tuned it and made it into a song, which my kids
fantastic.
love, and we've listened to a lot of times, more than I care to it. Anyway, and so like they have an iPad holding up to the camera, and they're playing that, and then they lower it down, and like Legolas is there in costume, and he actually starts singing it live. He's like, to Isengard, to Isengard. It's really funny.
That's awesome.
So there's all like these funny production videos, and they tell, I have like a major behind the scenes
I love
obsession.
the behind the scenes stuff
I
because
do.
it kind of, you know,
It's so cool.
yeah, I love watching that.
So he posts all this stuff. So he has I'm sorry, I don't remember what it's called. But I'm sure if you Google it, you can find it. And he just like has production diary going on and videos, and that's really cool. So you look that up. It will be fun. I promise you'll like it. And I post them on my own personal Facebook page.
It's okay.
And-
We're both having issues with words.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they're really good.
So Peter Jackson's an interesting guy. Yeah.
He is. I
I
like
have a lot of respect for him
did-
after reading about him.
I know, and he did remind me a lot of my son when I read it, because I was like, that totally sounds like my kid, like with the just doing everything.
He was going to grow up and be hairy and look like a hobbit.
He might.
I'm just kidding. I have no
He
idea.
just might.
So anyway.
He's not very tall, bless him. So, you know. He might be like, I don't think he would be like a round hobbit. I think he'd be more like Merry or Pippin. A little
skinny
skinny
hobbits.
hobbit. Oh, Pippin. Yeah, probably Pippin. A lot in personality as well. So, yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. And we hope you join us next week. And give us any feedback that you have on Peter Jackson. And let us know if you have any other ideas for people you want us to cover or other ideas of shows you want us to do. We'd love to hear from you. And we'll see you next time.